Alright, let's hope that the sound is working, but I believe that if it's not, it will. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see.
Told you it's a feeling I remember too. It's how I feel when I see you. And we dance. Let me go, I can't take this right now. Let me leave you in pieces right now. Took me too long to say this, 'cause who I am got buried beneath it. You try to sneak around and play my insecurities. You always knew it made me weak. I was gonna say anything, but now it's you that second guesses everything you knew, and I'm the one who's playing you. Let me go, I can't take this right now. Let me leave you in pieces right now. Took me too long to see this, 'cause who I am got buried beneath it. Let me go, I can't take this right now. Let me leave you in pieces right now. Took me too long to see this, 'cause who I am got buried beneath it. Let me go, I can't take this. Let me leave you in pieces. Took me too long to see this, 'cause who I am got buried beneath it.
Yo, what's up? I'm not sure if anybody can hear me or not. I'm sure some troll or something in the long far off distance will be able to let me know if this shit works or not. So we'll just wait a minute and see what the hell happens. But as long as all that's working out, then we'll go ahead and move on. Yeah, I know the audio and all that other stuff. I'm probably not as loud as I usually be. I'm not exactly at my own place here, so I'm trying to be as polite and cordial as possible. So, yay, this will be fun. Hey, what's up, Tracy? Mimi, whatever. Yeah, the queen of the useless facts. How you doing tonight? Apparently, you're the only one here. But it's good to see you. Hmm. Yeah, once again, I have no idea if audio is working. If it's not, blah blah blah. Half the comments I try to type in, YouTube is throwing spam, which is like, oh my god, they're trying to prevent me from speaking out again. They can try. All right, sweet. Now, I have been sitting here for a couple of days now trying to think of the what I want to say, how I want to say it. And before this, honestly, in my own usual lovable fucking way, I wanted to come out and uh, lay waste to everything and everybody and let God sort out the ashes. You know? Well, then, since I gotta be careful, but well, I really don't need to be careful. But since I prefer to come out sounding like a civilized adult, like we all should be, I thought I'd just try to break it down in a more nice, provocative, civilized way, and speak out on a few things that just make no fucking sense to me. But then again, this is stuff I after all, so it's never made any fucking sense to me. This is just the newest tack on to everything else, mind you, by the way. It took me forever because those creepy Mormons, man, they stole my stuff, I assume, allegedly. Um, they messed up my laptop. They did all kinds of fun stuff to my system. And it's now taken me to this point to get most of that just back to where it was right before I left. So, isn't that fucking great? But, yeah. As I said, I got one person chatting in the chat, 7 people watching. Apparently, uh, I need to go back to the name Mr. Irrelevant because I guess so many people are listening just to make sure what I say and what I don't say. Hmm, ironic. But okay. Well, here I'll throw it out here. I got things I'd like to ask both sides here. And I have to do it in my own life because you know what? For all these motherfuckers walking around saying that they have balls of steel, they do this, they can do that. This is the channel where other channels come to waste. Motherfucker, I've been trying to pull you into the debate for damn near 3 years now. And you've been sidetracking, running away for a long ass time. Is it that I don't have enough subs? Really? You seem to do a lot more with a lot less, Mr. What did he call it? Dick Frey, something like that. I don't fucking remember. But I've got very important questions for all sides here. And I feel they're pretty fucking important. At least since they're not going to answer them, and you know they're not going to answer them, then maybe, just maybe, other people hear them for once that haven't heard these before and ask themselves the same question. If there's so much assurance, like they're so assured on both sides, then what's the problem? Because I'm a very polite person. I only become the evil person that everybody hates when they come after me, which is fun for me. So, mind you, that's why, in reality, this is the channel where others come to lose. That's what this channel is. You can't say, well, you don't have enough subs to do this. No, I mean, I deleted channels with them, like, closing in on 1,000 subs on it. So, I don't think that's, like, you're calling out cryptics left and right. And something tells me that has nothing to do with the amount of subs he has, but more than likely has something to do with, I don't know, maybe that English isn't his first language. You think he's an easy target to hit? Something along those lines, maybe. And yeah, I think I'm going to try to do my best at least to not target anybody individually, but at the same time, I'm here to target everybody. Plain and simply, as I always am. I'm going to lay it out for you. I haven't sat there and taken the time to watch the 5 hours of Ricky Davis's, or as I call them, Reese's Pieces, aka Venom. But, I haven't gone through it all. I honestly do not know at all what's entailed in those confessions. So, yeah, I mean, I could probably do a run through and everything else, just like I would probably have done in Ellis Fields, the information we do know, and anybody else's confessions in their own selves. So, yeah. My issues are as fact. Let's see, I'm going to start with one side and then do the other. Because the one side is very, very lopsided. And I'm left with only 2 logical answers between that side. So that's going to be easy to do. And that would be the pro-guilty people. Now, for the life of me, I can't understand why most of y'all are still here. I mean, I kind of do. The ones that actually have the good, significant, logical reason why they'd be still here. And we'll get to that. But the first part of this, you've got to realize that these first people, the non-logical ones, are only here for one reason and one reason alone. You know what that is? Chaos. They want to troll people. They want to hurt people's feelings. They want to do this. They want to do that. They don't care who died. They don't care what happened to this. They don't care about the systems. They don't care about a fucking thing. They're just here to amuse themselves. You need to start taking what they say in one ear and take it right out the other. Because you notice how they don't make any good logical comments, conclusions, anything. And for such badass trolls, once again, you don't see them clicking the links and all this other stuff to come up here. Now, I'm not going to give them any words more than that because that's more than they deserve in the first place. And the few and far between that I feel deserve more than that, don't you worry, my friends. I got something coming up right up for you real soon. Because I'm going to start doing something I never did before for shits and giggles. Because I never doxed somebody before in my life. But if we're going to worry about people being transparent and on the up and up and everything else, then I really do start thinking that these people, these trolls that have no decent reason to even be here, well, I think we all should know who the fuck they are. What y'all think? You know, they seem to get off on all this, almost like a sadistic kind of thing. So, yeah. And being one myself, apparently, even though I have been transparent from day one, honestly, I don't even think I'm a troll. I'm just an asshole. But that leaves me with certain connections and all kinds of fun stuff that's going to lead me to just, hey, we're going to have some fun. We're going to out some people at some points very soon. It's going to be great. Now, the second group, the people I actually have respect for, mind you, because you will never hear me or see me castrate somebody for having an opinion, if that opinion is indeed logical. Okay? So anybody I talk about it in regards to this whole, whatever you call this podcast, whatever, tonight, it's not the message that they're pointing at that I have a problem with, or the opinion that they have that caused them to come to that conclusion. Those I am fine with. It's the means and the reasoning that you're using to do things behind the scenes that you were doing that I have a problem with. And I have brought some examples with me of that too. But yeah, back to the pro side. These people, on the other hand, I've got actually a lot of respect for. They might not agree with a lot of the things being said, but once again, that's opinion. They don't need to be hateful. They don't need to sit there and disrespect these people. And that, plain out and simply, most of them plain out just think, one way or another, there's a high possibility, it's just the best wording I'm going to give you, that Retaliaion had something to do with this. Now, you may not agree with that, and that's fine. This is an open place for all parties. It will always be an open place for all parties. And I don't care if I can do mod every single mod I have. I'm not going to have abusing anybody for the sole purpose of, I don't like what they had to say. Well, I don't agree with what you say either, but you don't see me shut me the fuck up. Not doing it. All right? Get what I'm saying? So don't be trying to shut the fuck up anybody else. And that goes for all parties involved, yo. And people like Patrick, aka Sleuth Intuition. I'm starting to hear it a little bit in Tom Webster's voice and stuff, or people like Cryptics and stuff, or even people like Peggy. They make points. You run your mouth, as in the Rick Snays and others, for example, because plain out and simple practice, you don't want to get into that conversation with them because the merit points that they're making, you got nothing to combat it with. And it's really funny how the people that actually make sense and ask questions you don't have the answer to. Hell, some of them you preemptive shut the fuck up. You literally just like completely ban them from getting to your channel in the first place. Why? Why is it like a cult that you have to only feed your people a specific line of bullshit? Is there something wrong with that big time? If the other side's making so much damn good sense that you just can't handle your people hearing why it makes sense, maybe you need to ask yourself why. Just a thought. Now, in my own way, I'm going to just toss it out there. Anybody and everybody that on both ends of the spectrum want to say there's no way somebody did this or somebody did that. This person is 100% guilty. This person's 100% innocent. I'm sorry. To be the wake-up call that you apparently need. There's no evidence. Yeah, no, there is. So it's bullshit that you say that in the first place. The fact that you need to say there's no evidence on either side tells me everything I need to know. And as I said a million times now, there's a link right here in the chat. Since most of y'all don't know how to chat, it tells me everything I need to know. But I'm hoping you can at least read. I mean, being here and all this other stuff. So, yeah. But they're trolls, you guys. All they want to do is post weird videos of people doing adult-rated things or whatever, and you kick you off your streaming on the bad other stuff. Day in, day out, podcast episode by podcast episode, I've laid out things that damn sure don't point at anybody being 100% innocent or guilty. And you don't see that. I've had Rick Snay on this channel. I've had Prop on this channel many times. I've had Noe. I've had Sleuth Intuition come in here. I've had Tom Webster's probably stopped in here time too. Yeah, he definitely has. All kinds of people from all different sides. Jinx, the Troll Farm, all of them. Y'all are probably still watching right now. I've had Cranks in here. I've talked to Cranks. And it's fine and dandy how it seems like behind the scenes, you'd be amazed at how many people seem to respect and all this and have conversations with me and all kinds of other stuff. But once it comes to time to put your money where your mouth is or something, just have a simple, polite conversation. I mean, hell, it don't need to be on my channel. It could be on yours. But the problem is, when people don't suit the agenda that you happen to be pushing, you guys kind of shut them the fuck up. Like, no, I can't have you talking to my audience because you make sense. Best way I can say it right there. And so, yeah, the ones that are the others, you want to know why they're really here? The ones that aren't trolls and stuff? It's because, plain and simply, we have direct evidence that points to the fact that even though we think Richard Allen probably had something to do with this, or some people say did have something to do with this, that at least somebody else was there. There's direct evidence of that. And I remember when the trial was going on and this direct evidence was mentioned to us all, like, oh, they're talking about scene contamination and all this other stuff. Now that I've actually sat down and looked at those things and all that, I'm like, holy shit. Did you just tell us a bunch of bullshit back then to contradict the evidence that was found? Because it's clear in the transcripts and all that what happened to be possible contamination and stuff. And that would be the second source of DNA. Not the first, you guys, that everybody keeps talking about. The second source of DNA that was found on the trees and such that I hear barely anybody even mention anymore, let alone ever in the first place. Yeah, no, there's two external sources of DNA. And the contaminated branch was supposed to be on the branches and stuff. So that leaves us with one little irk. And that would be, then what about the DNA that's on the girls with the spermazoa in it? If that's not some, it could have been contamination. Well, I mean, and don't give me the bullshit. Well, it could have been, somebody that lived in the house with the girls. The spermatozoa of a partial profile could be compared against a whole lineup, including an entire family, and eliminated, let alone just Richard Allen. Okay, so don't bring your bullshit to somebody who knows what the fuck they're talking about. All right, the contaminated DNA was mentioned from the branches because they got left out there for I think like a month or weeks even. So that I get. But we're talking about the spermatozoa and everything else, and the source of the DNA that was found on the girls. That's another whole fucking no. Nobody's taking a magical piss so we can have later on, and somehow that shit gets onto the victim's clothing and such, and just happens to be there. You get what I'm saying? The trees, the branches, understood. Now, on the girls, not so much. That would mean that somebody just like directly pissed all over the girls as they're dead and laying there, and nobody, I guess they didn't notice the bodies. Do you believe that? Do you honestly believe that somebody was close enough? I mean, I've taken some long distance peas before in my life, yo. Man, I hit one time about 10 feet or more. Ooh, you should have seen that shit. I still believe from 10 feet in the middle of the gosh darn night, I'm going to see those bodies. But maybe that's just me. Y'all can think what you like. Now, I think I needed to put that out there. Yeah, because you're bald. And you're in denial, damn it. And I'm Charles, and honestly, I can't be bothered to remember every little detail. No. Honestly, you have Discord. I have Discord. You need to remind me, like, I don't know, because I kind of go and do lives at the moment in time randomly. I'll try my best to do that. Okay. But no, I was fighting like a cold or something lately. That's why I'm just being weary of it. That's all. Yeah, everybody knows who you are, Balti. It's pretty. Yeah. Why isn't Mimi a mod? Mimi, did you unsub from my channel? I'm starting to think you unsubbed. Normally I would run about and jump through hoops and mod you and everything else, but for the lack of me. Okay, the right word you need to focus on is triggered. They definitely seem to get triggered, my friend. That is fact. Apparently I'm just so nice and charming and everything else that I just am able to be around them, and so stuff, and they just don't even notice I'm there. While you, on the other hand, are like, shippies are out! Warning! And like I said, I hope the audio is fine. I'm kind of like in Diana's living room. And I can hear shooting in the distance somewhere. And soldiers yelling and stuff. But I'll leave that open for you to figure out. But now let's jump back to the other side. Are you doing this on purpose? Because it seems like you're doing this on purpose. I mean, they're heated because they're all about the same age as menopause. So that's probably why. With the hot flashes and shit. And they're bothered because, well, yeah. I'm still used. I'm waiting on, application thing to go through. For apartments and stuff near here. And then I will be gone. Oh, okay. Well, I'll mod you later. I was just messing with you anyways. I really don't want to. Now, let's get to the other side. Since, like I said, the other side's pretty. Or okay, better yet. Let's take it as the guilty side. Once I think about Richard Allen, is guilty of why they're still here. They're not here for chaos. and they're not here to start shit. And they're not here because they think somebody else could be involved in this. And what do we have left? Are y'all worried? Because y'all been running around for the longest time saying, oh, it's 100% guilt, 100% this, 100% that. Yet you're still here. You know what? You will never see me on the Golden State Killer thing these days and all kinds of other stuff. Why? Because the moment I know that we got the person we needed to get off the streets, I'm motherfucking calling. Because there's so many murders, I got more to do to protect people. You know, the right way to do things, right? So, why are you here? Are you getting afraid? Are you watching the numbers, the people watching and everything else get higher and higher and higher? Are you starting to wonder to yourself, well, shit, is this one of those cases for the rare instance that somebody might actually get a mistrial or a retrial? Starting to think that y'all are worried that it might. This is everything I need to hear to me. So, yeah, there we go. There's your little three contenders from the ones why. That's why I picked them first to address. You know, very simply enough, it's very easy. Now, the other side of this, that's where it gets a little bit complicated. Because as a member of the Troll Farm, I have never seen, ever, a blind, shutdown. Because in the laws of justice and all that, you can have, I don't know, as many people as you want that you think did a crime, correct? But the whole point is, as long as the people around me are still saying, hey, somebody still did it and it's not a bad person. Well, I mean, I got no reason to really just fucking hate on them really hardcore, you know? And first, when I see that happening so much, it leads me to ask certain questions. Like, and I'll use for an example. I have a real good friend of mine. Her name is Amy. Amy's a psychologist, which if you're wondering or don't know what the word psychologist means, you guys, that means she's a lot fucking smarter about people's behaviors and mental illnesses and all that than you. Understand? That's literally what it means. You can think that's incorrect, and I guess I can care, but I'm not going to. But the plain and simple fact is, unless you can somehow offer up reasoning and logic, maybe you have more experience case-wise. Well, guess what? I know what she knows case-wise too, or at least I have a trim of just knowledge of what she knows. It ain't that either. So what makes you one-hit wonders that just strolled into Delphi? Would this be the only information that you fucking have? Either you'd be one of those wackos that just happens to live nearby there, or you just decided to get involved now for whatever reason. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. You don't have experience. You don't have the education. You don't have a prior career to please. Driving to Texas, oh, crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, for the life of me, it became disturbing to see all the different people that were attacking Amy and stuff. And it's not like she was attacking anybody. She wasn't doing that whatsoever. She's one of the most polite people I've ever heard in my life. You know, really, it's almost disgusting. I mean, I love you, Amy. So, you know what I'm saying? And that would be, I think it's Daisy Asks. And she's basically, y'all made her quit. Now, we actually have somebody with the reference capabilities, the education level, and everything else, and even the career path. The kind of people that we want in this community, you would think. But there was a congregated, organized effort to push that person out of here by a bunch of uneducated, hypocritical, I could say a bunch of different words, but honestly, once it reaches that three syllables and beyond for each word, they don't understand what the hell I'm saying in the first place. So for the life of me, I'd like to ask those people, well, why? I mean, she doesn't agree with you, but she's not being a dick about it. She obviously has the education, the experience that you don't. How do I put this in a better way? I'm going to just ask you a very blunt question right now. And trust me, I'm doing it in the most polite way, but the next time I won't be. And I like being just casually nice to people, so we'll just leave it at that. Why are y'all running around on things like X and all this other junk, blatantly attacking? You're not even attacking the. I don't even see you attacking the guilty side anymore. Y'all is attacking your own damn side. Make that make sense to me. I would love to know how that works. Because it's not helping Richard Allen. It's damn sure not helping the girls. So who the fuck are you helping? Your ego? Hmm? I mean, I could do my old troll farm self and literally do a little bit of digging and literally offer up, well, this is who that person is. This is who that person is. This is their actual education level and experience before this, and this is what they're talking about now. Why the fuck are we listening to them? Huh. But I'm trying to be polite at the moment in time. Because this is a new, polite, happier Charles. I mean, yes. Because I like everybody. I really do. I kind of like everybody in my own different way. I mean, a lot of people will go off on Reese Davis, which, mind you, I haven't gone through the Kardashians. I haven't made that clear. But is there an assumption there that he actually got them from him? Yes, it's possible, correct? We don't know that information is true, but the whole point is he wasn't there. He got the information from a party who said they were. So, once again, and mind you, I have talked to Keegan Klein myself and have him confess 3 different stories to me in the past. So, and I used to have episodes on my other channel that went through each of these. And I don't remember anybody calling me out because all I'm doing is pointing out the obvious truth of somebody that says they were there that day. And right now, I don't know. I don't see him gaining too much or whatever by telling me these things. And people out for their reasons, and I'm not going to disagree with some of them. And I'd really rather not get into them until I know the full spectrum of what's in those confessions and stuff. But no, I have no problem with anybody on the innocent side because there is a bit here and a bit there that kind of points in those directions. Now, my problem is the people that try to say that those both sides don't exist, that there's no logic to one side, but all the logic in the other. That's bullshit. You know it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. And the fact that you have to sit here on a daily basis and come out here and attack people and scream out for the masses, there's no way he did it. No way. Really? Really? If you felt that, then why do you have to keep screaming it? Well, the facts should speak for themselves. So when you have a creator or creators that are pushing agendas, but they're leaving off massive chunks that point to something other than the truth of what they're pointing to, then how come it's being left out? And this is what I tell people all the time, that you can't go in there and just listen to one side because they're just, they really don't mean to do it, you guys. They're really just not leaving out chunks of the information just to make sure their side looks better. Yeah, right. Okay. You're talking about the same idiot here who is hated by many of the cranks because I used to sit in their coast and all that and correct their fuck ups left and right and left and right and left and right. And you've never seen a bunch of people so angry that when you fix a fuck up, then the innocent died. But then, not even I'm not throwing anybody in the bus because I've seen the guilt side do that too. I've seen Frank Meister post some shit like, well, this is why. He had a whole live once that was called, This is Why There Is No DNA at the Crime Scene. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck did you do? Whoa, hold up. No, I didn't watch this live because I don't watch trash. By the title, I'm going to assume it was trash. No offense to Shane or anything, but at best, it was misleading and incorrect. We'll say that. How about that? Okay. Just for that example's purposes, yes, there was DNA at the scene. There was multiple sets of DNA at the scene. And then must not even get around to talking about the gross blood that was everywhere, which is still, in fact, DNA. So, yeah, like I said, simple things causing. Cranks do fuck up. Damn straight. And if I was a real asshole, I'd show the millions and millions of conversations I've had with them. Where yeah. They all fuck up. Y'all all fuck up. We all fuck up. Even me, I fuck up all the time. Difference is, when I do it, I man up to it, and it's not for any reason whatsoever. One last time. And I keep having to do this, but apparently y'all motherfuckers are not listening, y'all. And that is, do fucking better. You think that you're higher up now? You think you pushed Amy out, this and that and the other? I'm like a rash dog or a really badly grown in STD. So straight up, plain and simple, if you think Amy's gone, no. Trust me, she's not. Even if she thinks she's gone, she'll be back. Because, I don't know, I like pissing y'all off. And there's nothing better I do than getting people around here that just seem to do, maybe she's just so nice, she pisses people off. I can get that. But that makes me want to have her around even more. Just the fact that she pisses y'all off. So yeah, I would like to ask the innocent side, where's the experience? Where is your education? Where is any of that stuff that somehow lead you to have this amazing epiphany of realization that you can talk, but others need to shut the fuck up? Yeah, it's all this fucking drama inside the same sides. You know who doesn't seem to have a problem though? The guilters. Is that really what drives y'all nuts? You know what? Because they're over there, the troubles are getting along with the people that are worried that there might be partners in this crime. They have no problem with each other at all. I mean, I hate to say it, but the most hated person on the guilter side of the guilters group might just actually be me. Which is hilarious in its own way. But I get it. I do. I really do. I'm also starting to wonder also, I don't want to single anybody out. Yeah, on the other center side, how do I put it? Yeah, that's another thing. It's just like they're not really organized or anything anymore, and some of them just moved on and stuff. Which that part of it I get. It's like, and honestly, the few of them that do know what the fuck they're talking about are far in between. I'm starting to think some of the guilters are just around because they don't want to put the work in on another case that much as they have in Delphi, and they're just kind of milking it for whatever little bit of money they can get from it. So, like buying coffee, stuff like that. But don't. See, that's funny, but that's an inside joke. You got to know what's going on lately and understand that one. But yeah, it left me. I couldn't understand why the whole cranks and all that other stuff Oh, okay. Should I say pranksters? Should I say the mean girls? 'Cause, I mean, it's kind of, isn't that the same thing though? I mean, not even all the mean girls. At least I'm not sure, because I mean, I haven't really dug too far into it. Because Teresa thinks she's a mean girl, but I would think that Teresa's better than this, you know? Exactly, Fishy. They like to think and say that everything's all over, that there's no problems and all this other crap. And the second I started hearing what was happening in the trial, like I said, anybody that wants to call me out on it and say, girls, you're full of shit, you ran around since the trial, blah, 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 blah. Listen here, motherfucker. You can go right on that page on this lovely creator I know named Don't Hate Create. Uh, she's awesome, by the way. And her first live that's still up is during the trial when we actually have pro innocent and pro guilt people on the show with brains, mind you, and had an actual logical, chill conversation about the whole thing. So you tell me, after going and listening to that me, Paradox, Peggy, well, mind you, I'm not entirely sure too much what Peggy thinks of herself nowadays. I could just ask, but meh, that's too boring. I like to just confuse myself and just go roll with it. But and Don't Hate Create was there, and the Curious Cunt he was also there, and everybody threw in their 2 cents. And honestly, for people that supposedly had so much differing opinions on the matter, I heard a lot of the same shit. I mean, I don't know. You have to see the episode or hear the episode and stuff to understand what I'm talking about. Why? It's like, why does these people's existence bug y'all so much? And if you're wondering why I have the weird moniker of Fucking Chucky, well, that's an homage to my homeboy, El Ruckus de Rux. He has this. I need to find that clip too of this little kid. I think the kid's in the car seat, and the only audio in the video, the little video clip, is literally this little kid going, "Fucking Chucky," and I love that to this day. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, little meme clips or whatever of all time. Somebody can find that for me. I love you forever. And yeah, if there's all these damn cases going on and all this bullshit going on and everything else, uh, why is everybody so, I mean, gung ho on attacking the other side, and then it's so gung ho about attacking their own people? I mean, last time I checked, isn't the point of the fact of anybody that says that Mr. Allen didn't commit the crime should be our ally, because that's reasonable doubt, right? You would think. You can say aliens fucking killed the girls, but you know what you're saying? Or the government killed them for whatever reason. Epstein and their people killed them because it was part of some snuff film thing, blah, 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 blah. All of that, in the end, says the same fucking thing, not doing it. Right? There's somebody other. Or, remember, Richard Allen could have done it. So, what the fuck's the problem? I mean, if y'all not have jobs, nothing better to do, or anything like that, and well, I'm starting to wonder. Actually, speaking of jobs, is what the point I was trying to get across to um, is there some sort of financial reason that y'all seem to be pushing specific roles and people that you thought did this? I mean, for the life of me, I can't see the difference between, or what should be, someone who thinks the Odinist did it, which is just silly, whatever. Or instead that Ron Logan and the Kleins did it. Okay. Or people that somehow think that those groups did it, but Richard Allen's in there too. Hey, we can toss the guilters into fuck it right now, right? Or the conspiracy Epstein people that throw in Allen and the Kleins and Logan. Hell, fuck it with Haas and the Odinist too. What does all that matter? It doesn't. Because either you believe it or you don't. And if you don't, move the fuck on. You're not. Half the facts you guys have on the side that you're sitting there saying it's a sure thing, you don't even know. So if you don't even know your own fucking case, stop talking about other fucking people's, for one. Stop making up bullshit and lies about each side that you swear up and down, it's back this, it's back that. No, it's not. So, yeah, put your little fucking imaginations to fucking rest. Dig into the actual facts and history of people that make false confessions and all that other good shit on both sides, not just one. I've seen a lot of that, people putting out false confessions and this, that, and the other. But then, they're allowing Richard Allen's confessions, and I'm like, but everything in those confessions can be proven false too. So why are you all of a sudden letting those in? Like, bro, you can't just cut one out for one and then leave it in for another. That don't make no fucking sense. But hey, no. I'm not even trying to call it, well, except for the aliens part. You got to admit, the aliens one, that's pretty silly. That's why I threw it in there. That's what I'm saying. I completely agree with they should have been investigated. And we're being told supposedly that they were by law enforcement that was dumber than a fucking sack of rocks, according to them, which nowadays I really don't even think that much. I do honestly. But I feel happened in Delphi might have been a far scarier thing that people aren't touching down on, and it should terrify them. It really should. Because if they were not severely incompetent, it just made an accidental bunch of fuck-ups. What's up with the evidence and shit? That contradicts all that. They couldn't find Richard Allen until they found the lost tip, and all. Don't even get me started on the lost tip bullshit, okay? That would have been, okay, let's just stick to the little basic information for that, because people will be here way too long. When did they find the tip? Was that 2021 or 2020? After Keegan Klein, basically, blah, 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 right? Was arrested again after being let out on the streets for almost 3 more years to get more victims. He told them to go search a river. They didn't find shit that mattered, case-wise, mind you. And then after that, they supposedly magically found the tip. Oh, hold up. Then why do I keep hearing and seeing this evidence from 2019 that Kathy Shank printed out something with the name Richard Matthew Allen on it? That would totally contradict the fact that you guys basically didn't know. Yeah, like I said, I don't feel like getting all the way into it because it's ridiculous and I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I just don't. And when there's evidence to point, and that's direct evidence. Direct evidence, mind you. Okay, the year before that, in 2018, we have a little bit of circumstantial evidence. Once again, I'm not going to get all the way into that. But there are signs there. Yeah, that's another problem. That Ruckus and Mr. Steve went out to the crime scene not long after, I must say within a month, 2 months, something like that, and sprayed luminol all over the crime scene. And that place lit up like it was daytime. So you can somehow tell me that the lab tested all of that and made sure that none of that belonged to the killer. All that DNA that was left at that fucking scene, guys. Can you imagine? You know what luminol does, right? When sprayed upon blood or fucking certain chemicals, let's just throw that in there, and bodily fluids and stuff like that, it will glow very brightly and blah, blah, blah. The crime scene. That's another question I have. And that should be a very big thing. Why didn't they cut off the water source to the creek to stop the water from rolling in and do a complete total search of everything that was left in the creek? Did they? I don't remember hearing about it. I'm not saying they did or didn't, but I'm just saying you would think that's what they did to the Wabash, right? Kind of. So, what the fuck? Why didn't they do that to the creek? I'm still under the assumption that there's evidence still sitting out there of who did this crime. And the creek would be one of those good places you would just hide something at. And the fact is, everybody's too gung ho about, I don't know, finding a nice place to visit or this, that, and the other, and everything else, and talking about each other and starting shit with each other and all this other crap. But nobody's making logical points and all that where they should be instead of attacking everybody else. And this is why, not too long ago, in Peru, millions of dollars just at the Wabash under the actual wording and guidance from a known liar and pedophile. But the crime scene, at the most, I've probably seen like, I don't know, 6 guys walking around the creek with fucking lines tied to each other. And I'm pretty sure they could have missed all kinds of shit. So what's up with that? Because Anthony Greeno was in Deer Creek a week or two after, a couple weeks after the murders. And the only thing you even could find was like a little tape around the crime scene and shit like that. That's it. But look at Peru. Look at the money that they put into Peru. Look at the hoops and all that shit they jumped into through. Yes, thank you, Fishy. This is why I keep telling Fishy, of all people, that you need to get you off your ass and put your mask on that covers your identity and start creating again. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Because these idiots are so too busy with stabbing each other in the back and stuff left and right that they're missing the most obvious fucking things you could possibly think of. Period. Everybody seems so fixated on attacking each other and stuff these days in this community, including their own side, even worse than anybody else. Which don't even get me started on the dumb shit of this idea. We'll be here all night. But it still should have been investigated. That's one point I made sure to point to. Like, no, I'm not saying it shouldn't have been investigated. I'm saying they should have, and they did investigate it. That's fine. Am I sure that... In fact, that might have been one of the most well-investigated parts of the whole investigation. Might have been the onus. I kind of wish that maybe clicking on them had done the other parts too, just so I could see the difference in what was done to what they would have done. That would have been nice. Right? Okay. Right. What I do know is you got witnesses changing stories. I don't know why. I don't like it. It's weird. I don't think people talk about this enough. I don't think they change stories. Part of me actually believes that they saw what they saw. And the fact that the state said, no, we can't have you saying that. We need you to say something different. So they did. But in reality, there might be some sense of logic in the things that was seen. Maybe that's what they really saw. Maybe there's a reason for that. For all we know, guys, Bridge Guy's entire jacket and stuff is all sitting out there and has been this whole time. And I know you're thinking, like, Charles, why would you say that? This, that. Wasn't it like Susan Cavanaugh or whatever the hell her name is that says the money bloody chick, right? Said that she saw Bridge Guy wearing like a tan jacket, right? Well, don't take a genius to figure out that bridge guy had what looked to be a tan hoodie or something underneath the blue windbreaker. So, so let's think logically. What if that is really what she saw? Well, I mean, common sense would be if you're wearing a windbreaker that's not blue, I mean, it's covered in blood now because of what you just did. Then you want to clean it out, say, like the creek, and now it's like 40, 57 degrees. You really don't want to put on a silk ass and wet jacket and stuff like that to go walk back to your car, right? Hypothetically speaking. So, you would, I don't know, either have something to stash it away in or you would stash it somewhere, right? And then anybody that saw you after that point would see what? A person wearing blue jeans and a tan slash hoodie slash jacket. Because we do know there are jackets that are hoodies, but jackets too. So how would that not be a logical jump or leap? To me, that's just common sense. Which means if you didn't have some way to take that jacket off the scene, because it's soaking wet, it could be sitting out there. So, I mean, is there a slight possibility that that jacket's sitting out there, but not only the killer's DNA on it, but the girl's DNA on it too? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's possible. I haven't yet to see one person go out there and try to figure that out or even go look. Or with the weapons missing, like the supposed alleged box cutter and everything else, as Fishy just said. Did anybody siphon and vacuum and all the water and everything out of Deer Creek after putting like a dam or something up to see what's in that water? Because I would think that if we got all through that and then found the murder weapon at the bottom of the creek, holy shit, that would speak 1,000 words in itself, right? I mean, if you're wearing the jacket, but you got to think people that are able to blend in, Mimi, they know. I mean, I do it all the time. People always ask me, they're like, Charles, you're kind of a criminal and all this other stuff, right? I'm like, yeah, I guess kind of. And they're like, but you can walk in anybody the hell you want, right? I'm like, yeah, I do. And they're like, why would you do that if you're risking it and all this other stuff? I'm like, it's all on how you walk. As long as you blend, and you have the right, what's the word I'm looking for? State of mind going on. You always have to act like you're supposed to be there. As long as you're not acting suspicious and you're not acting like you're supposed to be there and all this other stuff, or you are acting like you're supposed to be there and all that, you'd be amazed. They might remember seeing you, but not that very well, and they're not paying too much attention to what you're doing and stuff like that. But for whatever reason, something that Rich Guy was doing was still making him stand out just a wee bit, because someone like Kavanaugh or whatever, Carball or whatever the hell her name is, still took notice of him. I've never trusted Carter. If you trusted Carter and everything else, many things he said contradicted each other. And I don't know, once I got to the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th time, this was well before and the rest was ever even made, you should have just, not trusted what the hell he had to say to you. And actually, was that in the same interview when he mentioned the shack? Because if that's the case, then there's a specific reason why he might have said that, and I understand that. That's when. Because he didn't write the speech that he came up with, or he didn't come up with it for the whole shack thing. That was, from what I remember, come up with by the FBI as a way to contact the killer and get them to come out and maybe say something to him. So I kind of get that, because, they have all these psychologists and all this other stuff that are trying to think of ways to get the killer to reach out to contact to law enforcement or press or something like that, or even victims' families. So that would make more sense if the whole it will shock everyone. And honestly, actually, it would have shocked everyone, no matter what, if you think about it, because we knew that the killer had to be able to blend, right? We also knew that the killer was probably a local, and even if their way they acted started changing and all this other stuff, once you start weeding out the people that this could be, it could not be in, well, their DNA's not in the system, well, this, well, that, that means they basically have no decent, bad criminal record. I mean, in the end, you're left with the realization that this could be just your other Tom, Dick, or Harry that just seemed like they couldn't hurt a fly in a community, or somebody that's a pillar of the community. But once again, couldn't hurt a fly. I mean, it was going to be shocking no matter what. Think about it. They either had to have been a long-term resident of the area, because the people that lived there for a long time didn't even know about the trails and the bridge and all that shit. But this person did. So they either used to live there for a long fucking time, or they still did. And the fact that they still did, like I said, you got to look at all the little things and the chunks and all that. Yeah, it's going to be shocking. And it was probably going to end up being somebody that everybody saw all the time. And that's also another reason why Bridge Guy hid who he was. And if it was Richard Allen, for people who get offended easily when I say he did do it, that's why he covered his face. And that's might also be, other than what his wife telling him that he needs to come and put his information in, might be why also that he put the information in, the tip in. Because plain and simply the fact is that somebody could have seen him, that did recognize him. But I don't think Richard Allen had to worry about, in my own opinion. Why? He's a small man that's very little, and I don't want to say quiet, but he did seem, sometimes when he's having fun, he did like dance around and shit like that and all this other stuff. Sure. Yeah. It's like the community and law enforcement are the same shit. How about that? That's a better way of putting it. They're also strung out on their different sides and their different theories and everything else. That unified command was all over the fucking place. I'm here for the first 20 minutes of the stream. What's that supposed to mean? Because it's been over 20 minutes, but you're still here. I mean, if it makes you feel better, I can talk about your lovely Valentine's date. No, I'm just kidding. But no. If you believe so heartedly in what the bullshit is that you're talking, and just the same, we can turn around tomorrow and a case happens, and easily that we're all so quickly in agreement. Like say at the time, Idaho 4 happens, right? And 94% of the people there who are over here in Delphi going, oh no, Richard Allen did it. Oh no, he didn't do it. They saw this shit, but they can get into an Idaho situation and everybody's like, 94% of people are like, that dude is guilty. Then why the fuck is the opinions and all that matter so much? Because as long as you have some sort of logic in your head at all, period, you have the same realization of what to notice and what not to notice. And I'm really for laughing because you got a little kid and everything else around at the moment in time, trying to make it to where I don't have to come out being the usual piece of crap. You're really starting to call people out and all this other stuff. But I know that's not going to work. So mind you, I'm falling upon deaf ears, and I know that better than anybody. So, yeah, I've already put my plans forward into doing other things. But hey, maybe I'll just have some wishful thinking or something, guys. And maybe, hey, maybe somebody will hear me and just be like, you know what, guys, I don't feel like attacking these people anymore because this is not very nice. Yeah, sure, something like that. Uh, yeah, I've been quiet on my own accord. I'm trying to fight what seems feels like a cold and stuff. Florida void does not work well in the northern weather, apparently. And as always, hold on, let me press that my up and there again, so in case anybody actually has something to say. I don't want anybody to feel like Charles is ever shutting up. But fair warning, trolls. I'm better at it. That's all I gotta say. I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to talk about or whatever, but just like me, I still have to go through 5 hours of a confession and just sit there and be bored to death hearing about this person and that person. That honestly, I try to move on to other cases and stuff. But yeah, I don't really hear much about. Yeah, like right now, I'm trying to figure out which one of her kids killed the rich lady and shit. Koberger has a ton of actual evidence. Yeah, there's even more evidence than even there's like evidence for Koberger's guilt that they don't even talk about. They're like, "Hey, did you know there was more DNA from Brian Koberger at the scene that wasn't on the button or on the sheath?" What? Yeah, there was other DNA he left at the scene too, but you didn't get to hear about that because he didn't go to trial. That he was fucked. He was fucking fucked. In fact, what they're talking about right now in terms of Koberger is how his lawyers didn't ever like they did like a whole ass interview, right? And they said, "What we were trying to prove wrong was the state's theory that he did this alone." Now they sat through this long, hour plus long interview with people, right? And I'm gonna tell you about the most important thing that they didn't. Chant O'Grass is going to have, huh? Can't Ogres? Is Shrek going to have a hearing in 764? I'm still trying to figure out is that Ogris or Agris? Or is there a creator called Ogris? Is there a female creator that goes by the name Ogris? I'm so, huh? I'm so confused. Oh, Congress is going to have a hearing. Well, okay, yeah. Apparently, she's been around me way too much, y'all. She's leaving letters off here left and right. So there you go. Yeah, there's been murders and shit that's already connected to the 764 cult and stuff. So I've already been hearing about that as well. So yeah, but honestly, there's a lot more worse. Oh, I wouldn't say worse, but there's a lot more bad shit to talk about and stuff. The fact that people are still trying to push their bullshit on Delphi is starting to make me think to myself, like I said, what's your stake in this? Are you making money off of this? I'm thinking somebody's paying you. It's the only reason I can think that you're doing this. And I ain't talking about YouTube money either. Somebody's putting the bill on this shit. And for that money to exist, that's beyond what you're Allen level shit. Now ain't it? Who am I threatening to dox? I think you know who to. Think about it. That person right now that I'm getting that last little bit of information on that I'm working on at the moment in time. Their days are numbered and far and few between. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to do that just yet. Just in the fact I have the information at that point might be enough to make that little, yeah, it might just change the ties. But if they're going to start, how do I put this? If they're going to keep threatening people's kids and all kinds of other stuff, well, then I don't think I should have to really play nice anymore. Because even as a troll, we have very simple rules, guys. Do with this, do with that, but you don't target people's children. Very simple rules. We only have like one, just one. Leave people's kids fuck alone. And once you bypass that, I don't think I have to be nice anymore. I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm just saying, you know, and I'm not going to talk about the other people that came to me, showing that these people did that to them. I'm going to talk about the one that I know I'm allowed to talk about because they contacted me to do it. And that's Diana. So, yeah, there's been more. I'm not going to talk about those. But the one I'm talking about is Diana. Oh, can y'all read between the lines? This is the problem with this whole feuding sides bullshit. You're not reading between the lines of anything I fucking say. It's like you don't understand how to read between the lines. You can't even hear the word dox. Like, oh my god, he's just doxed somebody. Do you understand? And now see, in itself, you're contradicting what the hell I'm saying. See, that's called a, if you keep fucking around, you might just find out scenario. That's me just politely putting out there, hey, if you want to be a fucking douchebag, don't get too mad whenever people start becoming douchebags too. So nobody's saying anybody's going to do anything for sure. But am I saying it in hopes that they get the point? Stop being the dick lickers that they are? I don't know. Could be. I don't need to out anybody. Like I said, I was the person indeed that was contacted about the set of events that I'm talking about. I don't need to go. I mean, trust me, there's worse that I could bring up, but I promised I wouldn't. Thus, Charles is keeping his promise because I'm a decent person. Now, the ones that were brought directly to me by the person that was doing that, I don't have to be nice about that. You open your fucking mouth, right? Right. Yay. And I'm Charles. Do whatever the fuck I want. So honestly, unless you're one of those evil fucking people that made me promise, I hate that fucking word. Promise this, promise that. Ugh. Despise that shit. But, you know, like my word, I have to be held on to. Just like, you can't do the drills. Y'all don't let me have no fun. It's like I have to be this good person all the fucking time. It's disgusting. Let me just lay waste and destroy everything and let God sort out the bodies. It sounds like much more fun. Let me be myself. Damn it. See, 3 doors down had it right. Let me be myself. Damn it. And you may try to stop me with promises and all this other stuff, but you know what? I will always find a way to be the douchebag that I know I am somewhere in my heart. But no, I don't plan on doxing anybody. Do I plan to have that information for whatever reason? Sure. It sounds like something that's fun. Why not? I mean, if you could look into my head right now and see the things that are literally going through my brain as I'm saying those things out loud, you'd be like, oh my God. And I'll be like, that I am just forced to shut the fuck up about for reasons. That's fine. That's fine. And I know they're listening. Trust me, I know they're listening. They had nothing better to do, apparently. But drink and run their mouth and fucking realize how shitty their fucking life is. That I always know that if they're not here right now, they will be later. So it's all good, one way or the other. And I love these lives the best because I got no reason to take it down. That happens all the time. You'd be amazed. I've probably taken about 30 lives down or whatnot that we got mad views and shit. And then just leave the ones that just like, me taking regular stuff, I have to leave those up and then do, why did you cut my subs? Oh, I don't know, because the ones that would have cut me subs and all that, they keep making reasons for me to have to take down. But it's all good. There's a lot more stuff I need to talk about lately. What's coming up here? That we'll get to soon enough. But I just felt like I had been quiet enough. So I wanted to come out and say the things that I need to say really quick. And once again, try to make what's with the cranks and their blackouts. Oh, blackouts. You mean how the significant leaders of their group or whatever have just kind of like completely dropped off the surface and literally like are hiding? That's a good question. Sounds like something we need to investigate or something. But yeah, I think there's some weird shit going on in near all the sides. I mean, honestly, except for like outside, they're kind of getting a little boring lately. It's a little stale. They need to find some weird conspiracy. Yeah. Oh, come on, but you don't act like you ain't noticed. It's like the spokespersons went from Angela and Yellow Jacket and DB and all them to now being like the Mean Girls instead. It's like, where did the others go? It's almost like they fell off the face of the earth in their own way. A little bit, don't it? Nobody knows that? And I'm not even calling anybody out. Honestly, I'm just curious. It's like, where did Angela then go? That's my buddy, man. I want to talk to her. I mean, don't make me research. Can't somebody just give me the answer? And so that way I don't have to do anything. Seriously. Because then I have to put in effort and motivation and coffee and yeah, but nobody uses fucking Twitter. That's the land of the trolls. They don't make money off of Twitter. They make money off of YouTube. Right? I mean, I'm sub to her, and I haven't seen anything pop up in God in so long. So isn't that kind of what's going on? I would think. I mean, I'm not generally just asking because I haven't seen anything really posted from her. Got no music, no nothing. Nothing better. I like to sit back and listen to Angela sing and stuff. So where the hell is she gone? That's true. That's true. That's why I said I'm not putting it out there. I'm not saying anybody's doing anything horrible or anything like that. I'm just literally, wondering. I consider these people my friends, believe it or not. And yeah, I like Angela. So when people go quiet for that long, I start to worry. You know what I mean? So I'm going to make that full and apparent. If I'm worrying about somebody, that's a whole different matter. And when you say blackout, I mean, unless somebody wants to define it a little bit better so I understand what you're talking about. Well, see, for one, if your preferred platform is the one that you don't make money on, but in the past you have been well known to use YouTube to make money, that's weird, right? Okay, for two, Uh, Once again, why is everybody so gung ho about destroying the credibility and everything of the people on their own side? Isn't once again the important thing that they're on your side at all in the first place? And that might be true. I mean, I'm not discounting it either. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, couldn't that also mean that where she lives, that they're having a blackout? I honestly don't know. But now that you brought it up to me, I think I have some people I can ask that understand the kind of person I am. That well, they won't probably want me saying who they are. They'll probably tell me for sure. So she is around. Okay, that's good. No, I mean I have worries and shit. Okay, I'll be logical here. I like Angela. I might not agree with Angela, but I like Angela. You know, anybody that knows me will know that's the truth right there. I get along with Cranks. I get along with Trollfarm. I get along with the people on both sides that aren't any of the groups. I get along with everybody. And I wouldn't like to see anything happen to anybody. But why? I mean, if you just landed a successful attack on Prop and shit, then why back off in the first place? Possible. Had to go on kick today. Who did? It's just that is my point. I mean, if they're having successful attacks on people, why would they back off? Now that they get a couple of strikes against somebody, or just the other, wouldn't you finish the job? Makes no sense. Am I misunderstanding something? I don't know. I'm still reading. Just, give me 1 second here. I'll just mute myself for a second. All right, guys, I am back. But as I was saying, for the life of me, people expect me to have to do all this weird work or whatnot. And honestly, y'all watch all this crap a lot more than I do. Plus, my situation at the moment in time is all from here and all that. I'm trying to get certain things done and all that before I'm in a more logical situation, I guess. Someone's channel got a strike, so they had to move platforms. I mean, you would think that it takes something more like that. Nah, I mean, I got a strike, and all I did was brag about the shit. Why are people so afraid of a single strike? I mean, when I got a strike, it was literally because I bullied the curious cunt, and I bragged about that shit. In fact, he thought it was awesome too. And it was funny because it was like one of the best like shit talking comments I've ever made on YouTube in the post too, because that's my mention of the Wizard of Oz characters and stuff. It's all I feel I should have to say. Hi, Miranda. But yeah, I mean, let y'all pay attention to all this mumbo jumbo a hell of a lot more than I do. Yes, I've only been here for a couple of days. Where was I magically supposed to transport myself to within 3 days? Wait, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday now? Yeah, I've been here like 3 days, guys. Oh, okay, that's what it is. I can't post. I guess you're talking about the mean girls. I mean, I'm not trying to single anybody out or anything like that. So, I mean, I would probably do episodes and all that, breaking all this down a hell of a lot more. But like I said, my sources are being really lazy. I talk to them and they just like tell me about the stuff I should be apparently aware of. And then they wait until live and bring it up. It's like, guys, if you told me about this beforehand, I could have done something about it then. But okay, I'm gonna assume, yeah. I don't think, I really don't think that they want to find out where somebody lives and stuff, because that's like pushing the line. I mean, how would I look if I came out and told y'all that the trolls that I was just talking about a minute ago, that I was trying to figure out where they live and all kinds of other stuff? Because I'm not even trying to do that. I'm looking for one little piece of information on one. That's it. And I'm hoping by getting that, I could get rid of them completely. Doing very good from the whole, not even outing them, just getting them to stop their bullshit. That would be Erica Morris, one of the investigators that were hired by Jason Jensen or Johnson or whatever the fuck his name is, right, guys? And I know Silence is the other one, which, yeah, I don't think me and Erica have an issue. I don't really know the lady, but why are we sure that they're trying to find that out? Is that her maiden name or something? I guess. I mean, no offense. I'm gonna go ahead and put that comment just in case. I don't want to. Yeah. If somebody doesn't have that bit of information, I prefer them not to. So no, I'm not yelling at anybody or saying anybody's in trouble. I'm just like trying not to help people that are trying to do bad, just in case. So I want to make that known why I put that just now. And I get it. No, I get why everybody here doesn't want their locations to be known. I mean, everybody can't be weirdos like me and stuff like that. Who just plain out and simply, hey, I'm this person. Hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm there. I don't care. Fuck all y'all. How about instead of bashing the people who they are and where they might be and stuff, right? Oh, okay. I knew I heard that name somewhere that I wasn't sure of. Like, I know I heard that name somewhere, but Mm. And I would love to know, for the life of me, where they're giving all these little hints and giggly things of how to do all this stuff to people. Because I knew how the one side got it, because I was a member of them. And it's almost like, in its own way, that the other side's now magically learned off of them. Or maybe somebody over there is telling them how to do it. Oh. But then again, I hyperfixate on things, so I might be overthinking it. But yeah, I still rely on the whole term "don't trust anybody." Hmm. I will literally tell everybody the same thing I try to tell everybody else, and that is really try to trust as little people around as possible. Because one thing I've learned about the Delphi case and all that stuff is nobody's safe. And nobody's a sure thing. There's very few and far between people that are actually about what they say they're about. And it's almost like 92% of them might be up to something. And if you don't want horrible things to happen to you in real life, you might just want to be a little bit careful. That's all I can say in regards to those things, sadly. Why is my phone going off? Is it the powers that be trying to shut me up? Hold on, I'll tell you. Yeah, but a lot of people, that's why they use huh? Oh. No worries, it has nothing to do with Delphi. Get everything to do with Delphi. I are confused. Okay, it's still there. You should not block Fishy. Maybe you got blocked. Sure. Oh, Fishy is. She's getting so much better about this. You know, she just, yeah, she's. You saw that, y'all. That's progression right there, guys. She noticed right away that she was retarded, and she just stated, "Hey, I'm retarded." That's the adult in Fishy. Mad props to Fishy. Mad props. I'm just kidding, obviously. My ears are itching from using these damn headphones. Ugh, I'm having to talk in this voice that I hate because I can't even. It says Shabooks is on kick. Well, I love me some Shabooks, okay? I got no issue with the person. Where am I headed next? Well, first, I'm looking at an apartment locally here because I have to establish headquarters because that's how I do things. And I found a nice apartment, believe it or not. Well, actually, several. Um, so the first on this application, because I'm done with Florida, if you haven't figured it out yet. Yeah, I know I have lots of stuff and all kinds of other stuff that needs to be moved, but in reality, I've tried to say this so many times now. I am fucking done with Florida. Done. Just thinking about Florida alone. I gave you my name. Isn't that enough? I'm kind of a Discord idiot, so like I don't know where to look to get the link to find the link to say, Fishy, can you help me? I know that you know less about Discord than I do, or got there later than I did, but you still pay much more attention to these things than I do. Somebody, there's gotta be somebody that has my Discord. Fishy is intelligent and knows what's Trump. Well, your argument would have been valid until you threw Trump in there. Just joking, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Somehow, some way, y'all think I'm intelligent, and that makes me laugh more than anything. No, I am not. I'm not even sure what the hell I am. I'm just a fucking weirdo. Period. Once in a while, I make a point, and even I'm shocked when I do that. It's like, what? I'm like, hey, that makes fucking sense. I mean, ask my friends. I will sit there, like weeks later on, be like, yo, I made really good sense just then. Swear up, swear to God. Like I'm more shocked than anybody else that I made the point, but I was the one that, yeah, I'm seriously, I am decent at making those points and stuff, but yeah, um, that's why I don't get when people are so gung ho about silencing me and other people. Hey, if I want to call myself an idiot, you're going to let me call myself an idiot. Okay? I didn't even say the word idiot. You see that, y'all? She's so used to me being an idiot that I didn't even have to say the word idiot. Yes. See, I knew she would know. I don't even need it. Miranda needs it. You can post it in here. It's fine. You're a mod. But yeah. Okay, now that you said odd, oh, you used the word odd. Now I have to actually go look. And I've been trying to be nice to All Eyes by not looking at her posts because she hates it when I comment things to her. I think All Eyes wants me dead, to be honest with you. It's hilarious to me. Straight up. Oh, that's a fucking bullshit ripoff joke. I opened a pack of Starburst and they're both yellow. Like, what the fuck, y'all? What the fuck? You know how ruined my day is just from that alone? Seriously? Who the fuck makes a packet of two Starburst and makes both yellow? Like, what the fuck? That's almost enough for me to make a 2 or 3 hour long rant on it alone. Thank you, Fishy. Now, Miranda, since she was nice enough to get that for you, you're now the new person that has to pass that along. Anytime that anybody ever asks for my Discord, you have to have that in. Because I'm way too lazy and it's too complicated and, how it goes. My phone is vibrating again. Oh, it's Discord. I wonder what could that be? Oh. Oh, that's for the Discord server. Hey, it worked. That's all that matters because now I can see who the person is and clicky clicky. That's good enough, Fishy. Well done, well done. It serves its purpose. Continue. See, I know I just said that, Fishy. Thank you. It works. That works. It works. It works. It works. But my goal is to bring back my other friends who ran away because y'all people scared them away. Uh, I battled with them around, so yeah, I'm gonna have to give those guys a way to get back here because yeah, I gotta make this a good civilized place for those people. Yep, friend. Uh-huh. It should work. Yep. I do believe I sent a friend request just now. And it turns out not to be true. I'm pretty sure I figured that out within an hour or so. Because Rin is the type that if I didn't know that correctly, I should have some sort of message or something like that within like 15 minutes or so, at least. Know somebody who's a predator and outsweep that under. Oh, and Fishy, you're typing like Charles. She was a CPF person, correct. But you know somebody who's a predator and and helped sweep it under the rug, I guess. Oh, there's much more trouble to start up north, so it's boring down south. I mean, see, they're afraid to come after me in the south, guys. 'Cause really, they're kind of afraid of me in the east too. So now I'm in the west, in the north, in the west. Now they got no excuse. Because I should be in an area where I'm very much highly more likely able to be targeted now than ever before. He asked her if that is who she is. Uh, yeah, I don't have any friends. Oh, my friends? I need, I want the curious cunt to come back. I could go on X and track him down and then make fun of him until his Jew ass. Oh, no, no, no. Wait, who says she's. What are you talking about? You two bad actors love me. What are you talking about? My friends love me. They might not tell everybody they love me, but that's how I know they love me. Duh. No, no. Real friends are the friends that. Okay. All right, Miranda. But yeah, real friends are the ones that no matter what's going on, like the shitty case and everything else, it could be done and over with. But these are still my friends. And plain on simply enough, yeah, I love the Jew. The Jew needs to be around, being Jewy a lot more. And all this drama is making the Jewy less Jewy. And when the Jewy is less Jewy, he has no real reason to be Jewy and be around to be Jewy. And that makes this a very sad and lame place. So yeah, am I saying that I want people to come back and start being more Jewy and stuff? Maybe. I mean, it's all serious here and it gets boring, guys. Come on. Can't y'all? I mean, y'all could be more entertaining, and that would help. But just like, I have EB fucking HD slash D slash whatever E F G and H, I guess too. And it's hard for me to focus on what's going on here. So unless there's some humor or something mixed in, and y'all haven't been really funny lately. I'm just saying, y'all really dropped the ball on the funny part lately. Stuff. I need more fun. And Rick Snay getting gripey, mad, and yelling at the camera. That only works so long. Know he's being crazy and crying at the camera. That only works so long too. I need more humor in my life. I mean, if not, we're gonna all end up like Prof and just like, well, here we go. That'd be like all monotone and shit. I'm like, I'm gonna take a nap. Wake me up when he's done. What do you need? What do you need? I'm expecting a DM like, why are you fucking talking shit, Charles? Oh my god, it's a joke, you fucking mortal. Stop talking! I'm still in the logical conclusion that everybody here has well-meaning and good reasons why they're doing what they're doing. So, that's I'm going to operate under that guy's. Still, I would hate to believe that people are here because they're making money and plan to make more money with books and all this other stuff. I mean, hell, I contemplated writing a book, not even about the case, but more the extras that involve me in the case. Honestly, because it's interesting. I think so, at least. And if you're somehow involved in the case, you know, you might find it interesting. You might not. Then I don't care. I found it interesting. Fuck you. Yeah, I found the way to rant. We're almost 2 hours. Nice. That's a win. Oh, I know. The Jewy ones. I need the Jewy ones back. All the Jewy ones is a good start. If we can get the Jewy ones back and then start worrying about the other ones, that'd be cool. How about anybody and every one of my friends that said, fuck this, I'm tired of being attacked and blah, 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 and all this other crap. And so they ended up leaving before they felt it was their time to leave. For the simple fact of people were being douchebags, which caused me to have to step up and be even worse of a douchebag. And nobody wanted that because you know what? I'm a lot better at being a douchebag than most of y'all. Y'all got to start attacking people's kids and all this other shit just to get at a level beyond me. It's like, damn, bro. Oh, that's for sure. I mean, honestly, I really am about like about Delphi, straight up. And, hell, I'm in Oregon now. I'm hoping some serial killer shit will start up soon enough, and I'll be like, woohoo, all happy go lucky. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, yeah, what happened to all the good serial killers, guys? Ugh. That was my shit, man. Every time I turned around, there was some cool ass, useful information involving serial killers. Nowadays, it's like meh, meh. It's all these one-off killers with the fucking military grade knives and all this other crap. Now it's like boring. It has gotten boring. That's why we need humor mixed in. It's boring. It's boring, boring, boring. Like I said, I got a lot of things I'm fucking figuring out on my own. And for once, I gotta worry about my personal situation and shit. I know about some of the hearings that I've gone through thus far. I gotta do some sort of update, but I really didn't see anything too far into. I will recheck because it's been a tiny bit, but nothing big time or whatever that's very important. Oh yeah, see, someone like Joshy. That's what I'm talking about. We need humor in this. We need humor. Rich Nate used to be funny. He's not funny anymore. And I'm sorry. His bad impression of Bill Clinton, not funny. Just not. Kind of used to be, not anymore. Um, Josh, now that I've seen that most of the shit he does is out of humor, yeah, that's my buddy now. Be cool like that. Noe, if those weird psychological rants that he does are actually turned out to be like jokes, hey, okay, I'll give him a little bit of humor there. But yeah, can't y'all talk about murdering people and be funny? Come on, guys. I know you can do it. I've seen you do it in the past. I'm trying to remain awake as long as I can. And, Charles needs some humor, right? That's what I'm saying, though. I mean, I've been embedded in true crime since I was a kid. That's all I ask. Is if you're gonna go gung ho and fucking go psycho and all this other shit, at least make that. I mean, at least Noe makes the shit seem funny, right? Come on, you gotta admit that much, right? With the hair and everything like that, he's literally the carrot top of Delphi. Am I wrong or am I right? Come on, you know I'm right. No, he's literally the carrot top of fucking Delphi. Oh god, that might actually be true. See that? That's an epiphany, yo. I think I couldn't have said it better myself. Noe is the fucking carrot top of the Delphi true crime community. Because if you're watching the news tomorrow and everybody found that the carrot top was a psycho and a serial killer and he's been killing people all along, everybody would be like, oh shit. Well, I mean, he was weird as fuck and all this other stuff. Yeah, I'm not too surprised. Yeah, see. Um, I don't know. I might do something else tonight. I gotta go through my mind and see what things I gotta analyze and all this other stuff. I got people asking questions in real life. It's like, ugh, why? Why? But really, no, Charles needs humor. Um, Noe, you're being humorous as hell, so I'll give you points for that. But Charles needs more music. What you need to do, Noe, is you need to make me a badass cover of Long Day by Matchbox 20, because that's our favorite song off that album, right? There you go. That would make Charles so happy. It would. It would make me so happy. Um, Prof, I don't know. Like, if you don't have a funny bone in your body, maybe we gotta find it. I have no idea. But I don't know. Do something with your voices or something. I don't know. Make it funny for me. Come on, bro. Brick, pull the stick out of your ass, my bro, and stop being so fucking serious about every little fucking thing. And I don't know. We don't need any more Bill Clinton, but you could be funnier with your characters and such. Just saying. Um, Anybody else that used to be funny? I mean, look, y'all. Everybody's so happy. Like that one guy is over there making crank calls to people involved in Delphi. I'm just like hearing him, and I'm like, this is boring as shit. But you are so drawn back by the fact that you need something funny to hear. You're happy about it. Like, ugh, that's sad. And can we all please, please stop banning Charles until he does something wrong? Because there's nothing more that Charles hates than people trying to silence the Charles. And if you are trying to silence Charles, it makes me wonder why you're trying to silence Charles. Mm, definitely, because yeah, definitely makes me feel like you're trying to silence me for some reason, and I don't like it. No, sir. And you're not powerful enough to do so. So yeah, this is only going on as long as I care to allow it to, and then I'll start breasting out the thousands of accounts I have. Yeah, I gotta start doing that soon. Start equating. Now that I got a brand new operating system and everything else on this laptop and stuff, I need to start transferring all my accounts onto this one. That way, as soon as I get banned, I can just jump to the next one, next one, next one. It's gonna be awesome. That's why what? Because he's not funny. I mean, that's a lot of what's been going on that channel. I mean, it's like people are they're getting mad at people because it's like, how do you not differentiate what's being said in the chat from what you're saying? It's like people are listening to what you have to say, but since they don't have anything they need to speak on about it, what do you expect your chat to turn into dead air until you make a point? That's stupid. Period. And I am that. Am I that asshole who thinks that I can say those things? Yeah, I kind of do. And when your numbers start dipping down and stuff because you're getting boring or something, or people feel like you betrayed them and this and that and the other for no reason, no, you're going to want to blame. Oh, because a mod blocked me and others against props wishes. That might be true. That might entirely be true. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, um, yeah, there was one day, not too long ago, where we were blocked and everything else, and I know that prop didn't do it, and I know who at least one of them were. Actually, I do believe that multiple people were on that channel doing the same thing, because you can tell when prop's doing something himself to block somebody, and well, let's just say you can see what prop's doing at that moment, and you know it wasn't him. And they thought they were being slick about it by switching it over into the timeout thing. So you'd be timed out instead. And if I remember right, it's a lot harder to tell who's timing people out than it is who's hiding or banning people. But yeah, all the time it was like every episode I would get timed out or something like that. But I wasn't really talking about anything bad. Because when he does make a point that he wants to make known it's serious, I always chime in about it. So, and it got to the point where I would just stop, showing up for episodes and this and the other, because I knew I was going to get silenced. And as I keep saying, what is it that I say that's got you so shook? And whoever, or how many whoever's they may be, are trying to silence me. I know of at least one of them. If you want to ask on another platform after this live, since I'm about to end it within 3 minutes or so, I can tell you about the one I noticed. But I'm not going to out nobody in public at the moment in time. Because I feel that all that's going to do is cause more drama. You know what I mean? And that's the one person I noticed do it. I'm not sure. And at that time, it wasn't being done to me. I honestly am not sure if that person would keep doing it to other people, including people like. So it makes me wonder. But yeah, because yeah, I'm just trying not to cause any extra unnecessary fucking drama. Because for all I know, that could be a simple vendetta between. Yeah, all I would say is I never saw a prop say, "Hey, ban this person." So the fact that these people were starting to get banned, whether or not that's a vendetta between, yeah. Whether or not that's involving this whole thing, I don't know. I know, but yeah, through the grapevine, I have learned certain individuals will ban certain individuals, and yeah, better than just not public. I have heard about a lot of mods be modded and stuff. Some of them had reasons. I do know about. I'm not going to get onto them either, or into those. I mean, uh, but they weren't necessarily involving somebody getting blocked that shouldn't have been blocked. So yeah, and yeah, that's his channel or whatever like that. It's not my business. But why people do what they do, blah blah blah. Yeah, if they're going to be cordial again, I mean, I've just accepted the thing with Noe as like piddly fort and joking around and stuff like that. These stupid little picture things. So I'm not going to really take too much offense into it. I might actually on net ban those fools soon. I mean, I got to go in there and ban Shibby anyways, so might as well plug it right. Yeah, I have no idea. I might be back tonight. Might be tomorrow. I don't know. It's whether or not I find something in my head that I feel like talking about. If I feel like it's important enough, if I don't, then I just usually let that shit be. And wait till I can combine it with other things that somehow seem similar in nature, that I feel like people might need or want to hear about. And not, it never takes me long. But yeah, I'm in my own little world at the moment in time, so it's, but yeah. For sure. Only because I don't feel like thinking too much. Yeah.
I've been so locked up in my head, but I ain't talking. Stalling, my life been on repeat, look what I'm causing. Funny how I'm painting the picture. Keeping up the peace like I've been holding the trigger. Holding on the words, but they keep making me sicker. Instead of fixing problems, only making them bigger. So what's it gonna take? Damn breaks. You can't keep it in place with the floodgates. Trying to keep it inside just to save face, but it's a bit too late. If I could break the silence and throw it away, I'd cut you down to pieces with all I could say and leave you lost with nothing. Whatever it takes just to win this. If I could break the silence. Why are we cycling everything? Part of me already knows it's the end. Hard to see anything in between who I am and where we stand. So what's it gonna take if the damn breaks? You can't keep it in place with the floodgates. Trying to keep it inside just to save face, but it's a bit too late. If I could break the silence and throw it away, I'd cut you down to pieces with all I could say and leave you lost with nothing. Whatever it takes just to win this. If I could break the silence. I'm gonna keep it in and I won't do it again. I'm never gonna let it stop me out. The time inside I'll let this down. Break the silence and throw it away. I cut you down to pieces with all I can say and leave you lost with nothing. Whatever it takes just to win this. If I could break the silence, I could break the silence. I cut you down to pieces. My life ain't no reveal of what I'm causing. And leave you lost with nothing. Whatever it takes just to win this. If I could break the silence.
Now, last but not least, I will say I never play a song for no reason at all on the show. The intro and the outro was there for a specific reason. If you have a brain in your head, I'm pretty sure you can figure that out. Everybody, until I see you again, have a great night. Assalamu alaikum.